can't ride a dirt bike in this stuff. We got snow. Alright. Welcome back to another episode. And I got something crazy. We're gonna try doing another one-day build because I'm still waiting for parts for the pit bike to come in. So I'm gonna have to put that on hold yet again. Just sits there. But before I show you the one-day build, let me show you what I did with the pit bike because it's pretty cool. So as I was waiting for the parts to come in, what I did was I mocked up a battery box and a motor to scale. So this is what it's gonna look like, kind of. We got the battery box, we got the motor. This is all coming from Electro & Company. So that's the QSV3 geared motor, a scaled version. This is how much it sticks out on this side. Everybody was wondering if it was going to be too wide, but it seems like it's going to fit. Got enough room on that foot peg for your foot still. And that's the battery box over there. So that is the mock-up, that's the template, that's the CAD design, you know, all the good stuff. So I know it's going to fit in theory. Hopefully, cross our fingers. But until those parts come in, since we got a little bit of snow on the ground, I decided let's try turning one of these Razor dirt bikes into a snow bike. An electric snow bike. I've never seen this been done before. I take that back. The guys over at Grind Hard Plumbing, I know you guys watched that video. They just did a snow bike video with their little pit bike, their 80cc little Chinese gas bike, and I want to make one out of an electric Razor. Now, before we jump headfirst into this one-day snow bike mini Razor build, I do have to announce the winners of the handlebar pit bike Chris Uno giveaway contest that we got here from our last episode. And I decided to pick two winners. 21 of you entered by doing the comments and all that stuff. And I randomly picked two people, and those winners are Gaming with Dylan and Cause. Now, you guys got to either reach out to me via this email address right here, or you can find me on Instagram, Chris Uno. Send me a message. Let me know your address and where I'm sending these handlebars to, and you guys are going to get them in the mail. So, thanks to all those people that entered, and we'll be doing more giveaways in the future. But for now, Cause and Gaming with Dylan, you guys won yourself some handlebars. With that out of the way, let me tell you what I know about snow bikes. Zero. I've never seen one, I've never ridden one. I don't know anything about these snow bikes, but I do know that they have a track on the back and a ski in the front, and the middle of it is a dirt bike. We're gonna need some parts, like a track and a ski, and for that, I actually got them right here. So this track system came off of a snowblower. There's snowblowers out there with tracks. They have these plastic wheels that drive the track, and that's going to be our track system. I'm also going to use an idler pulley, something like this, so I can tension the track, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And as far as the ski goes, I hopped on eBay. I bought a used snowmobile ski. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it and make it fit on the front of the Razor. So let's kind of just start. I don't know. Let's get to it. So for the Razor, I chose the MX650. This is their bigger one. It's 650 watts, but that's irrelevant because we're going to take that motor out and we're going to take all these batteries out because this thing doesn't work. It's dead, but it's perfect for what we need it for because it's got a frame. So with that being said, I guess first thing first is we got to take this back wheel off to make sure that we got to make sure the track fits within that swing arm. And we also got to figure out how we're going to hook up that plastic gear. But let's take this wheel off first. Alright, so with the wheel off, here's the track. Check it out. It looks like it's going to work. The track does fit between the swing arm. We got room on both sides. But here's going to be one of the first hurdles we're going to run into. This plastic drive wheel does not have the strength to support the weight of the rider. So this wheel cannot be touching the ground because it's made of this plastic. So the only way to counter that is all the weight from the bike and the rider is gonna have to run on this idler pulley way back here. So the pulley's gotta be lower than this drive wheel. This wheel's only purpose is to rotate the track. If you're confused by that, I'll explain it when I have it all together. But as far as getting this wheel mounted in between the swing arm like so, this just popped up in my head now. Some of you razor people might want to close your eyes for this one, but cut the spokes out of the razor wheel. We can use the center hub and mount the plastic wheel to the center hub. This way we can keep the drive sprocket and the brakes, and maybe it'll all fit together. Alright, so this worked better than I could ever imagine. Now the track just sits between them. We got the chain on this side, the brakes on that side. Let's put it on the bike and see what it looks like. That's so cool! Wow, it's gonna work. Now here's the idler pulley. We're gonna make something like that. Here's a close-up. Got the brakes, the sprocket going to the motor. Perfecto. Alright, so here it is on the ground with the idler pulley making the contact. This is how I want it. About maybe a little higher, but this is about how I want it to sit and ride. So that's super important, not having that gear on the ground, because these are gears, they're not really wheels. So I'm keeping it off the ground, putting all the weight on the pulley. I think most people normally have two, this way more track contacts the ground, but I don't have two of them, so I'm only gonna do one like that. We'll normally have two, this way more track contacts the ground. We'll see if it works or not. Now as far as a structure to hold that, what I think I'm gonna do is use this random piece of scrap metal that I have. I'm gonna weld it to the swing arm like that, and I'm gonna bend that in and basically do a single-sided swing arm. The reason why I want to do a single-sided swing arm is I want to be able to get that track on and off, and if I make it with both sides, I'll basically be trapping the track in there. So I'll just try making that and see what it looks like. Alright, so here it is. You ever just like build something and then take a step back and be like, wow, this is amazing. There's the adjuster for the tensioner pulley. And then my favorite part is over on this side of the bike, there's nothing there. So let me just throw it up on the stand and I'll show you it spinning. So it's not that bad at all. Most of the drag currently is coming from the belt kind of riding on the top of the caliper, but I think when some snow gets in there and as it wears in, it'll kind of make it its own little path. I mean, for what it is, it spins pretty freely. So I just got to hook up the motor. Well, we're going to put the 3,000 watt motor in there. But now that we got the track taken care of, we can start working on the front ski. This is going to be our next little hurdle. We're going to have to mount this ski to those forks. And I'm not too sure how yet, but I guess let's start by just cutting this up and making it a little bit smaller. Alright, so now that I cut the ski, I don't know if I ruined it by cutting it this much. I guess we'll find out if it moves on the snow. I do want to put this little thing back on because I think it looks cool, but we'll save that for later. I'm just going to kind of cut through this because I don't think mounting the ski is that important, but here's a quick overview of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put the bushings through the ski like that and then use these metal bar things like that and somehow reinforce it to the fork. But the video is getting a little long, so I'm just gonna make it do one of these things. And there's the ski mounted. Alright, here's try number 2. Hopefully the audio is actually working this time, but what I was saying before was the way the ski is mounted is it pivots down at the bottom, so the ski is able to go up and down, and it does not move here. So this is where the stock wheel would have gone. This is the stock axle. This is all removable. I welded a tube, and then I welded all my A-frame to this tube. But what keeps it from pivoting on the stock axle is I used the original brake caliper mounting location as a mounting spot. So I have 2 bolts holding my ski assembly to the fork via the mounting holes for the stock Razor brake caliper. So that pretty much takes care of the front ski. Now I think I might have messed up by mounting this piece over here. I think it should have gone over here more, but you guys will find out after I take it for a test drive. At the same time, when I put the ski on, I also put the 3,000 watt brushless DC motor system. If you want to know more about this setup, the link is down below in the description of the first time I used this on my Razor SX500 build. It's the same exact system. I just threw it in here to see what it would do with the track, but I might order a second one and make it more permanent and waterproof for this application. So now that we got the ski, the motor, and the track, let's go take it to the snow and do a quick test drive. It's getting dark. This is a one-day build, so let's just see how much we can get done. Let's go take it to the park. now it's flying. Oh, the deep stuff kills it. But then once you get in, we're moving. And then the deep stuff, oh, it doesn't like the deep stuff. I think that's because of the way we have the single pulley in the back, the single tensioner. I need more surface area for that track to not trench as much more of float on top of the snow. So that's something we're gonna have to fix. All right, so what do I mean by trenching is, instead of it floating across the top of the snow, what it does is it digs a hole. So it's basically like a chainsaw going tip first into the wood. It will cut. Now you put a chainsaw flat on a flat piece of wood, it's gonna buck. So right now it's cutting, not going. So if we literally dug a hole, and that's with no weight on it. That's mainly because of the shape of the track. Let me take it back in the garage and I'll show you more. So what's causing the trenching is the fact that I have the one tensioner pulley in the back. Now the belt did kind of stretch a little bit, so it's actually really loose. I gotta make it tighter. But what I need to do is put another pulley over here to give me almost a foot of contact patch to the ground, because right now it's only relying on this little bit right here. This is all that's touching the ground, which is causing it to trench. So I think if I add another wheel and I get more of it to touch the ground, it will push and ride on top of the snow. But that's just something that's in my head. And another thing that we're gonna have to address and fix, I think, is definitely the location of this ski. I think it needs to go forwards because it's acting like a brake. It's kind of putting all its weight on the back and lifting the front up a little too much. I also need to put something either down here as a stopper or a spring or something to keep the nose up. Because every time I lift the bike up, the ski drops and then it goes nose first into the snow, which is bad. Like say you're trying to do a little wheelie, it'll just go nose first into the snow when you come back down. It's scary. It comes to a dead stop. I did it once, never doing it again. And I think other than fixing the track and fixing the ski, I gotta change the gearing on the motor because it has way too much torque. I'm like babying the throttle when I was riding it, but if I just gun the throttle, it literally sinks down super fast. So between the trenching issue and the gearing, I can go a little bit bigger on this front sprocket. I think we might have a good little mini snow bike here. But that's it for now. I think we're gonna bring this video to an end. I'm gonna keep this snow bike around for a while, so we're definitely gonna bring it back and I'm gonna make it 100%. I won't let you guys miss out on anything. But I kind of waited till like mid to end season to even start this build, so I don't think it's gonna snow anymore. I live on Long Island and we don't get a lot of snow to begin with, so this might have to wait till next year. But we do have a full platform of the mini snow bike. I just gotta tweak it a little bit. But if you enjoyed what you just watched, give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.